I don't even like wine, but guess what? You're gonna like it. I need some cheese.
What's up, guys? This is Barnabas, aka Mac and Cheese, bringing you a game of domination on Arkaden. A lot of people like to talk about this map saying, oh, the C spawn trap's the best or the A spawn trap's the best, but I'm kind of here to tell you that it doesn't necessarily matter. Me personally, I like the A spawn trap the best because the opposing team is going to be spawning outside. They don't necessarily have much cover as they move towards the B or C flag, and there's only 3 routes they can take, so it's very easy to kind of cut them off and know where they're coming from. So that's the advantage on this side. The C spawn trap is just as good, but the C spawn trap basically has a lot more routes that they can take to get out of that trap. So that's why it's a little bit trickier or less beneficial in my mind. But the positive side to the C spawn trap is that there's a lot more places where they can spawn in order to help maintain that C spawn trap. And so I've marked on both sides here. The guys in purple are the ones that kind of float around. You guys can kind of go back and check that out and kind of just look at what I was thinking in terms of general positioning on where they should be. But that's the general idea on either side now. With that said, it doesn't necessarily matter which spawn trap you do. Either one is going to be just fine. You're going to be able to win as long as you're using teamwork, and by knowing both sides of the coin, you're going to have that advantage to know, okay, if my team is starting to go towards a C spawn trap, I'm going to be able to help them out and maintain that C spawn trap. If they're going more towards an A spawn trap, then I'll be able to help them maintain that spawn trap. And if the spawns flip at any point in terms of the game, you can quickly adapt and then maintain that spawn trap based off of how the spawns have flipped. So with that basic information, it's going to be super, super helpful, just in general. So just kind of learn those things. Each map has a certain tactical advantage in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a shorter distance to flags and things like that, or just, basic cover and things like that. So just as long as you know those things and have the awareness, you'll be in good shape. So with that said, I want to talk about the first thing for this commentary, and that is a subscriber had asked me a question saying, I notice a lot of times you run with a team. What if you run as a lone wolf? Like, what do you suggest I do? Because I don't have a lot of friends that I play Call of Duty with. So what do I do in those situations? And I do have suggestions because I have been in that situation before. The first suggestion that I could give, and the most important suggestion I feel like, is just to be a vocal teammate. By relaying information back, whether or not you spot somebody. Like I saw a guy running to B from Lower IKEA. That's like a call out down there in Arkaden. By saying that's going to help somebody out. By saying I got killed up in makeup, or I got killed at the top escalators towards A. I got killed at a crate by C. Some sort of information is going to give your teammates some sort of intel that'll help them win their engagements when they get into their battles, right? By just communicating that stuff back, you might not get any feedback from your other teammates, but it's going to help somebody in some way, shape, or form, and it's going to help your team in general because they're all listening either on a microphone or speakers, and they're going to hear these things, and it's gonna give them an advantage, right? And it's going to help your teammates kind of control each situation a little bit better, or at least kind of know where the enemy is coming from or where they're going, and just be more beneficial, right? So that's kind of the first thing that I would talk about. The next thing that I would kind of suggest is to, if you're constantly kind of tired by, constantly running by yourself and you're not having very much fun, then find a website like Huppet Gaming or someplace where you can find other like-minded individuals. Like I eventually found the OTC, the Old Timers Clan, which is a group of, roughly 30-year-old gamers that are all in the same kind of mindset. Some people are better than others, some are more strategic than others, some people are more competitive than others, but there's something for everybody, and it's a group of people that can play together and have the same kind of mindset. And by just constantly playing together and talking and being vocal and being communicative with each other, it goes without saying that's going to help you win, regardless of any situations that you're kind of put in, or it's going to give you a much better chance to win, right? So you can always kind of go to websites or forums and try and find people that are in the same mindset. Maybe you just love sniping and you just want to do sniper have snipers on your team, or whatever. I don't know, something strange like that. But you can find people like that through other websites and whatnot. So the last thing I kind of want to talk about in regards to that is just knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, and this is so true, especially for me in the case that I've been playing a lot of Gears of War lately. It's a very difficult game to kind of just pick up, but I know that I'm a very strategic player. I know that I'm a very vocal player, and I know that can help my team. I'm not the best gun skill wise at that game. I can hold my own, but I'm not the best, and so I know that at least by being vocal and at least by helping my teammates out, or like finding a buddy, using a buddy system, things like that is going to help me. So as far as like Call of Duty is concerned, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is helpful. Are you pretty good with gun skill? Like, are you able to win most of your gun battles, or do you feel like you're a slayer? If so, then take it upon yourself to go grab the B flag and hold down that, and hopefully win most of your gun battles, or at least give your team the chance to potentially win that flag and hold that flag for a little bit longer, so you can get some more points, right? If you're also a slayer and you feel very competent with the maps and whatnot, then take it upon yourself to float between, let's say, A and B in our case. If you have a C spawn trap, float between the two of them, making sure that everything's kind of kosher in each situation, in each flag, so that you can kind of pick up the slack where other people are lacking, right? Now, if you're a more timid player or a more defensive player, by knowing your own kind of skills there, you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to make it my job to hold down this quadrant of the map, or I'm going to make it my job to hold down A in this general area of the map. Now, that's not to say like full on camp that area, but slowly start branching out from your comfort zone and start, as you start getting a little bit more confident with like winning gun battles and things like that, and especially if you've been in an area for too long of a period of time, then start branching out and start moving around a little bit more, but still constantly pinging back to your comfort zone, which is like, I'm going to hold down the quadrant of this map because I'm a very defensive type player. That's going to help your team in some way, shape, or form. It might not guarantee you a win necessarily, but you're doing your part, and that's going to be that's what matters. That's what's going to be helpful. And along with that is, if you can be vocal at the same time, then it's a win-win situation. So those are my three kind of tips or pieces of advice for people that are lone wolf players. Be vocal, number one most important thing. Try and find a website so you can find other people that are like-minded as you, that you can play with, and then know your own strengths and weaknesses, and then learn to adapt your play style as you're playing these matches with your respective teammates. Last thing I kind of want to talk about is just the channel here. I apologize for not putting up as much content as I would like. My goal is to put up a new video every Tuesday. As things kind of slow down at work, I'm pretty busy right now, but as things kind of slow down, I'll hopefully get a little bit more interactive with my videos. But I would also like to know from you guys if you like the more interactive with like draw overs and things like that, or do you like when I just kind of go through the gameplay and kind of talk about my thought process as I'm doing all this stuff? Like, I would love to know what you guys think, or what you think is more beneficial as I go through. And I will probably put up different games at certain points, like Gears of War as well as Call of Duty. But yeah, that's my thoughts and my ideas. Let me know what you guys think, and I will once again appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for your support, and I will see you next time.